Assalamu alaikum ya Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How to train the nafs to take the testing and stay quiet and not let the ego scream louder while the test intensifies. Thank you, Sayyidi, for your guidance and lights.
Inshallah, it's the salawats, the awrad, the zikrs, the madad. When you make your connection and the energy that comes into your heart, it becomes your GPS, and we have that in other talks. The servants who train in their madad and in their connection, they have a sixth sense. Means they have a sense something's happening all the time. And we gave a talk like that, that when you're about to go somewhere, when you're strong on your tafakkur and contemplation, say, I'm going to that house, I know what's going to happen ahead of time. I know who's going to start approaching me with ridiculous questions, and I know exactly these situations that are going to come. So they're not caught off guard, they're not heedless people because they have foresight. The one whom opens their heart and connects with their heart, they have a luminous vision and they understand where they're going and who and what's going to be coming to them. They keep themselves in wudu, they make their madad, so they're continuously ready for satanic battle. It doesn't come by surprise, it won't come by surprise by amateurs. The one whom has advanced training understands, oh, shaitans are coming to make big problem for you, prepare yourself and your people. You think they get caught by surprise? Oh, I didn't know this guy was going to come and make a big fitna here. No, they know exactly this guy's coming to make a big fitna here. So make your connection and be aware of all these difficulties that are around, then you begin to walk with this guidance. So I know when I go to this relative's house, I know that aunt doesn't like Islam, doesn't like the turban, doesn't like the beard. It's not going to be a surprise. So I'm going to go and I'm going to stay quiet and I'm not going to engage in a discussion. Because it always comes out like, can I ask you something? I say, no, absolutely not. Because I know what you're going to do. I know where this goes. So, this becomes a part of the whole process. When you do all the practices, you have a sense of enlightenment in your heart. You know when somewhere's dangerous. You'll get an inspiration, don't go into that place, don't walk into there. Or something is happening, your heart starts to beat and it's telling you, get out of that place. The energy is not right. So you don't take yourself to bad places. You know that when people drink they say bad things because their shaitans start to look at people with the beards and Islamic outfit. So it tells you, don't be where these people drink, don't be out after certain times of the evening. So all of this is a spiritual battle by the inspiration. So it's the whole trick was to open your inspiration so that you traverse this landmine of dunya, so that you're not always caught in a situation like, how you got in this situation? If you were inspired, they would have inspired you, don't go there and don't go there at night and don't sit there because those people are going to drink and come start saying something to you. You go to a relative's house and you know that relative is going to say something, so you live your life by your inspiration and your connection. And that's why it's so important to make the connection so that we're not hit by shaitan continuously on a random hit, but you're like a chess game now with him. The angels will inspire you that shaitan is going to hit you tonight at that place and he's going to come through your relative to say something. You have pre-warning. So you come in with your wudu, your practices, and you understand exactly what's going to come from what direction, inshaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you for everything. Could you please elaborate upon the reality of our reserved place in Jahannam and the deeper understanding of getting freed from this dimension?
Yeah, inshaAllah I don't know, we talked in Ramadan, but everybody has a reserved seat in Jahannam and that's where their nafs comes from. So nafs is created from that Jahannam and becomes partnered with shaitan. And our life is to take our life out of that seat, to clear ourselves from that difficulty so that we don't enter into that abode. and that becomes the zikrs, the practices and all that Prophet brought for us. And when Allah truly wants to guide the servant, He guides them to the key of freedom from fire. What we say in the Jummah Shazad about Ummatul Muhammad who frees his nation from hellfire at the beginning of the Jummah. Dar al-Jahim Mafkhar Arabi wal Ajami Mawla Dar al-Jahim, the one whom frees his nation from hellfire. Huh? Every Jummah we say, yeah, to be free from hellfire by Prophet. So Zahiri say, oh I wonder how that's going to happen. Internal, Allah says, yeah, I'm going to show you exactly how that's going to happen. I'm going to in your meditation show you your pit, this is your fire. Now do your zikr in this fire, it's not going out. Do this, do everything you think you know, that fire is not going out because you don't have that power and that ability. And Allah created us to need Prophet. Right? That's what we say it in the Jummah. So once they realize this is not working, this is immense sadness, immense difficulty, begin making your salawat. And as soon as they begin to make the salawat and durood al-sharif upon Sayyidina Muhammad, his physicality appears at their grave, smiling at them. They're lying down and he's smiling at them. And as soon as Prophet smiles upon the servant, Allah evaporate the fires. Because Allah says in Qur'an, how can I punish them when they're in your presence and making istighfar? So they're asking forgiveness. Anybody in fire is going to be asking forgiveness, is logical. But as soon as the presence of Prophet comes to them, the fire extinguishes as if it can't even be there in the presence of Prophet. And they realize, they witness with their heart, Rasul Kareem is the only one who can take me out of this abode of punishment that I have put myself in. So then they kept with their durood, kept with their salawat, so that they were companions of that light, that they always accompany the presence of Prophet so that his nazar and that his presence to be a cool and peaceful against anything Allah may be angered by, which could be many things we do wrong. But because of the companionship of Prophet that fire becomes bardan wa salaman, cool and peaceful. And this is then the secret that they understood in their khalwas, their seclusions, and that's why they all came back and tell everybody, make durood, make mawlid al-Nabi, celebrate the moment that Allah brought that rahmah into existence. That very rahmah is the celebration of your freedom from hell. You should be praising, and that's why awliya came and said, praise with abundance, bring out the best of what you have because you're free from hell now. Except what? Shaitan comes and says, why you had to do that? This is completely forbidden, don't do that. Why? Because he wants them in hell. So the milad has immense realities. That's why some people say, why all these shaykhs of tariqas they focus on the milad al-Nabi, and outward scholars find it to be something questionable. No, inward scholars they saw this was the freedom from hell, that the presence of Prophet freed us from Jahannam and difficulties and fires. Forget about all of the gifts of the soul of Prophet. This is just the azab. Once you got past the azab, all your gifts came from the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. So the single greatest act that you can do is Mawlid al-Nabi. You celebrate the moment Allah brought the rahmah into existence. And as soon as you celebrate it, that Allah open that light within your soul and make the Muhammadan light to become activated in your soul. Because you celebrated what Allah brought as a mercy for all of creation, I mean you hit the bullseye. And that's why the milad is so immensely powerful. But people have to have a heart to understand. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun Wassalamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bihurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha. Shafat ya Rasul Kareem. And it was so immense that Shaykh Dagestani Qaddasallahu Sirruhu said that anybody who celebrates Milad al-Nabi from my intention, I grant them as if they did seclusion with me for 9 years. Just make a milad with the intention of Sultan al-Awliya and Shaykh Abdul Faiz al-Dagestani, and I will grant you from a seclusion of 9 years with me. So that's what 3 days a week we're making intention of Milad al-Nabi. And anyone can make intention in their home, in their kitchen, in their living room. But I'm making intention for Mawlid al-Nabi by the barakah of Sultan al-Awliya Shaykh Abdul Faiz Dagestani, and you start making salawats, and that's your milad. You can give food out, you can give water out. So the tariqah comes with like a rocket. Their elevators are not even elevators, they're like a rocket ship into Divine the Presence.